Okay, so a big part of what I'm going to be doing here at the shop is we're going to be doing a lot of forging. I've been getting really interested in blacksmithing in general. So I'm a few months into it, so I'm starting small, learning, a few basic techniques and doing some, I've done a few starter projects which has been going, quite well, so we're going to try to take it a step further. And I went ahead and purchased myself a single burner knife making forge from eBay. And you may recall I made a homemade brake drum forge. Actually, it was a brake rotor forge, and it was good. It was a good build, something fun to do. But the point is, it's just not enough. It just wasn't big enough. Didn't have enough oomph to it. Couldn't heat enough metal and quick enough, and enough portion of metal at a time. It would only heat a small portion. It was just getting frustrating to deal with. So I spent the money and bought a good starter forge. Like I said, it's only single burner, but it's just gonna be perfect for me for what I'm doing. Small projects. Like I said, purchased it off eBay. I think it was a little over 200 bucks with the shipping, and it came from Matthews Metal. I think they're just a small time shop, maybe a few guys, maybe a family or whatever, but they may or may not have a website if you want to check them out. Matthews Metal. And I don't have anything bad to say about it. I'm not going to plug these guys, I'm not being, there's no advertising here. I'm just simply stating what I have, what I'm going to be using, and what you're going to be seeing. So I don't have anything bad to say about it. I've had it for a couple of months and it does well. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it a test run. Well, test run for you guys. I'm going to show you what this thing will do. Alright, we're ready to fire this thing up. Go ahead and get the gas on, get some air pressure in there. Should have a long nose later, but I only have a Bic, so I'm going to use what I got. Just watch your knuckle hair. There we go. So we'll let that heat up, and it's always good to, when you have these forges, to save your fuel. Go ahead and get some fire brick. To close up one end, you're going to drastically save on your full fuel consumption. And I went through a 60-pound propane tank, which costs about 30 bucks to fill in about a week. And so that was before I had the fire brick. It does much better with the fire brick. So like all I do here, put a couple pieces, close up this back end, and it's going to give me a red hot furnace in there, which you'll see in a couple of minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and crank it up, and we'll let it get nice and hot in there, and then we'll be ready to stick, I'm going to go ahead and put a railroad spike in there. So that's full blast. As you can see, it didn't take long to get cherry red. So we can go ahead and stick our spike in there, and I'll stop watching for you. I won't make you watch the whole video, but I'll cut it and we'll see how long it takes to get hot. Okay, so I got a railroad spike. Pretty much any beginner blacksmith is going to be using railroad spikes. So we're going to go ahead and put one in, see how long it takes to get hot. Spike in, we'll come back when it's white hot and ready to pound, and we'll see how long it takes. Okay, we're approaching 2 minutes. Not quite red hot. We'll let it keep going. Okay, we just passed 3 minutes and then we're getting a nice glow, but we're gonna let it go about another minute and a half. We're about 4.5 minutes in, and it's getting white hot. It's to the point to where we can forge with it. I'll go ahead and take it out and show you what we have. That's definitely ready to be forged. 4.5 minutes, and I didn't even let the chamber warm up really. If I would have let the inside of that chamber warm up about 10 minutes before I heated it up, it probably would have saved a couple of minutes. But there you have it. Alright folks, so that's that with the forge. Pretty simple process. We're going to heat the metal up. We're going to get it to where it's nice and soft, and we're going to pound it with a hammer to shape it to the shape it to the shape. We're going to shape it into the form that we want it. So you may now be asking yourself, you can heat it, you can shape it, but where are you going to put it? You got to have somewhere to put the metal, right? Well, I'm glad you may ask that, because the mailman left me a gift just a few minutes ago. Let's check out what we got. Okay, so now for the exciting part, right? So as you can see, I went with the NC Tool Company. It's a 70 pounder, and I got it from, I believe you pronounce it centaurforge.com. Okay, nothing but good things to say about that particular website. 3 days, free shipping, 3 days this thing came in, and I just got the Anvil stand, and it's coming tomorrow, and I believe that was also 3 days. So, okay, good communication. I had an issue with the previous Anvil I was going to go with. I was going to go with a Kanka, a Turkish-made forged steel Kanka. But it came from overseas, like I said, Turkey, and it was a long back order. I was going to have to wait a couple of months probably for it to get shipped here, so I canceled that order and went with an American made, which is right. That's the route I should have went to begin with, right? American made stuff. But this is cast steel. It's not forged steel, it's cast steel, but we'll deal with it. And the Kanka that I was going to go with was only 44 pounds. This is 70 pounds. So I already had to open it, look at it. I couldn't wait for you guys. I apologize, but I won't tease you any longer. So we'll go ahead and get it out of the box, and we'll check this beauty out. And there she is. She's a beauty. 70 pounds, as I said. Big face. That was the main reason why I went with this. I know you can't see it, but that's 4-inch face right there, the widest point. It's got an 8-inch horn with a hardy hole in the horn. I'm not sure how I like that, but we'll deal with it. Of course, the step and cutting area here on the horn with a Pritchell hole, 3/8 Pritchell hole, I believe, and it's got a bending hole for this. Is a Farrier's model anvil. It's specifically made for horseshoeing. Okay, but if you're in the market for anvils, I'm sure the first route you're probably going to go is eBay or some type of auction used, basically. I want that same route too, but they are ridiculously overpriced, and most of them are beat to crap to the point to where they're essentially just door stops, paperweights. Okay, they're not functional tools anymore. Yes, you can make, they may be antiques, but the bottom line is, if you want a functional, good quality tool, I would suggest you just buy a new anvil. Okay, this was a $300 anvil here, 70 pounds, good starter anvil for what I'm going to be using. Okay, and the money that you're going to spend on a used, beat up eBay or auction anvil, you're going to be about the same or even more than that. So I would, like as I said, I would suggest just go new. Look for something new. And I can't be more happy with this thing. It's beautiful. Like I said, big face, 70 pound, NC tool, 8-inch horn, and Farrier's model. I'm not sure how I was going to feel about that, but yeah, maybe we'll build some horseshoes. We'll learn how to do that, right? To give us something else, another path to go down. So let's do a close-up on this thing and check the beauty out of it. Alright, so here we go. Like I said, big face model. We got the wide 4-inch face right here. It's going to give us a nice surface to get flat knife edges for what I was going to hope to use it for. From what I understand, this is referred to as a bending circle. I guess you're going to stick one end of a horseshoe in there and be able to, you know, get your proper bend, whatever you need. Pritchell hole. And the heel tapers down, obviously the smaller, and it's got this little notched out square here, half of a Hardy or something like that, but I don't know, I guess it's got something to do with horseshoes, right? Because it's a Farrier model. So if anybody knows what's up with that, please let me know. I apologize, I haven't studied my equipment enough. You know, I've done a little bit of research about this model, but it's not coming right top of my head of what exactly that's used for. So please let me know. But we'll come down here, 4-inch face, as we already said, step, And then it starts to get beautiful here. We got the hardy hole here. I believe that is a 7/8 hardy hole. I'm not quite sure what that is. It looks really small, but 7/8 we'll go with. And we're gonna have to forge some cut-off tools and some hardy tools for that. Hopefully, that's my plan anyway. So that'll give you something to look forward to in the future. First thing I'm gonna be doing is forging a cut-off tool for that. And these here on the horn are clips for forging clips into horseshoes. Obviously a square clip here and more of a rounded clip there. And then we got the horn, nice and polished, 8 inches from the step to the tip. Overall, I don't know what it is overall. Give me one second, I'm gonna grab my tape here. Total length, we'll call it 19 inches. And then I said the widest point, 4-inch face. So that's the big face model, NC tool big face. Like I said, I got that from centaurforge.com. And I also have the Anvil stand that's specifically designed for these NC tool models. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. I don't know what time, but as soon as it gets here, we'll break it out and we'll mount it up. I'm excited to use it. The first thing I'm probably going to do is actually, you know what? I won't say anything because I'm not quite sure the first thing I'm going to do. But anyway, we'll get to that soon enough. So don't worry, we're gonna put some hot metal on there. I would be using it right now. Trust me, I'm itching, but I don't have a proper mount for it, and we'll just save that for another day tomorrow. So that's it. It's a beauty. I'm very, very pleased with it. It's been about a month I've been waiting to get the Anvil. Like I said, I went with the CanCon model at first. I wanted that forged steel. From what I heard, the forged steel was the way to go. This is cast steel, but I got a good rebound and a good bounce from it. Speaking of which, I'll go ahead and we'll do that test right now. I'll show you the rebound test, or hopefully you'll get a good idea of how much it bounces. Maybe you can get the sound. Because I know when I was beating on the railroad track, it's solid. Everything is solid on the railroad track. You don't get enough bounce back. Or excuse me, you don't get enough rebound. This thing here, I got about 3/4 to at least half of my rebound. And from what I understand, that's a good starting point anyway. So I'll see if I can set up the camera in a way that's comfortable to watch me. We're going to do a rebound test. Stick with me. Alright, I had to bring you down to the floor here just 'cause it's the most stable spot for the Anvil, but we'll go ahead and do a quick bounce test. I'm not going to go too high here. We'll see what we do. Okay, so I'm getting a good rebound, good bounce. It's about the force I put into it. I came up a good bit. And the ring, I'm not sure about the ring. I'm not experienced enough to know if that's a good ring or not. So maybe if any of you experienced guys are out there, I don't know how that sounds to you, or as best as it can over film anyway. But and keep in mind, it's on a concrete slab right now. It's not mounted properly. But for me, I'm happy, man. I can't wait to get started. And like I said, once we get the stand, we're gonna tap into some projects. So I can tell you one thing, I'm definitely gonna be the most popular neighbor in this neighborhood for sure. I'm sure my neighbors are gonna love me when they start hearing this constantly, right? Okay, it is what it is. So that's that, guys, and ladies, if you're there. But I wanted to introduce you to the blacksmithing part of the shop that we're going to be doing here, and that's the forge and the anvil, which is the essential part. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be back as soon as I can. Thank you.